on here quickly and talk about some of these mysterious letters that are arriving this month for a few million beneficiaries from Social Security that you probably want to know about, because these are going to be coming in. They're going to be catching a lot of people off guard. I want you to be aware of what these are. It's from a rule that was actually brought in, and it was announced a few months ago, but there's been a massive delay on the implementation of this rule. So this is one of the new rules. Remember, earlier on this year, right? So like January, February, March, April, there were multiple different changes that came out around Social Security. Remember all this? I mean, if you were watching the videos here on the channel at the time, I was on multiple live streams, obviously making videos multiple times a day, things like this. But there were all of these different changes. It was like one day it's on, one day it's off. They're flipping and flopping. They're changing their mind. All of these different things that were happening at the time. It was very confusing, honestly, right? They were like jerking us all around every which way. And it was just not very fair to the beneficiary, right? It's like, make up your mind, make a decision here. So anyway, one of the decisions that came out of that, which actually just so happens to be one of those decisions that they did flip and flop on multiple different times, was announced. And then they have basically the implementation of that rule that's basically happening now this month. So these individuals will be receiving these letters from Social Security. I want you to be aware of this so that if you happen to be one of these individuals that gets one of these letters, you are very aware of what this is all about and what it means for you, your monthly benefit, and everything like that going forward. So, you know, nobody's caught off guard here. Now, I also want to throw this out there as well. Just like with most things around Social Security, I think this is, you know, a pretty common theme that we've talked about many times over the last several years. What is one very interesting aspect of Social Security? When we get these announcements out around Social Security, is it always all-encompassing? Like literally every single beneficiary that receives a benefit from Social Security that is impacted by these different changes? The simple answer to that is generally no. Generally, it's not, right? The only one announcement that we do get out that is all-encompassing, literally all beneficiaries across the board, is the COLA. We're not talking about the COLA here. But aside from the COLA, virtually all of these different announcements that do come out encompass a certain group of beneficiaries. It could maybe be focused on retirement, or maybe just SSDI, or maybe just SSI, or maybe retirement that have filed for benefit prior to their full retirement age. Again, I'm just saying this that I'm talking about here is encompassing across all benefits with the exception of SSI. Okay, but it's not like every single beneficiary. It's like cherry picking certain beneficiaries out of each benefit type, if that makes sense, with the exception of SSI, that is not included essentially to be with these new rules, if that makes sense. But that's good. As an SSI beneficiary, you're thinking, oh man, they left us out again. I'm going to tell you this much. You didn't want to be included on this. What this is about here, and just let me be fair with you, you did not want to be included on this one. So this is actually a good thing. They did some good stuff for SSI beneficiaries, and that's really nice as well, okay? By the way, I gave a shout out earlier today to Brittany Sapp and Ray Rydell. I think that's how I pronounce it as well. But anyway, they reached out to this team right here, Trusted Advisors, to get some help with their Medicare. If you have not done so yet, make sure to call them. Seriously, if you have not done so, make sure to call them to get your free review of Medicare. They have access, again, they right here with this team of Trusted Advisors, they have access to over 20,000 plans. They're looking through those plans and helping seniors every single day find the best plan at the best price with the best coverages and the best fit for you and your personal situation. So you can see the doctors and providers you want to see, the coverages you need, the prescription needs if you have any at all, the offices, the clinics you want to go to. And over 3,000 of you here in this community have already called them. Seriously, 3,000 have called that number to get some help with your Medicare plans. Make sure to call them. Seriously, 90% of seniors are on the wrong Medicare plan. Please don't be one of those statistics, because here's the thing. If you're on the wrong plan, you may get stuck with a massive medical bill because you have the wrong coverages and you don't even know that. It's a bad, bad, bad situation. So anyway, totally free, by the way. That is totally free. That phone number there, totally free to call them. Call, talk to them, ask all your questions, bring your list of questions, by the way. And after you talk to them, leave me a comment down below. Use the word chapter within your comment. And that's how I can find it, by the way, because I keyword search that word. And then I'll give you a shout out, just like Brittany Sapp and Ray Rydell. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Ray. But they also reached out down below, and I just want to give them a shout out again. Again, I've been giving shout outs to all kinds of people lately. But anyway, yeah, let me know how it goes after you talk to them. But seriously, they will certainly take care of you. And yeah, amazing stuff. All right, anyway, let's talk about these mysterious letters, okay? Let me just super fast here kind of lay the groundwork on this, because it might be like, where is this coming from? This is like right out of left field, right? It feels that way, but it's actually not. Okay, so back on March 7th of this year, Social Security came out with a press release saying, hey, everybody, guess what? We're reinstating effective March 28th. Now, obviously, here we are in earliest July, so that was quite a while ago. Now, I'm just kind of giving you the quick groundwork framework on what happened here. But anyway, March 7th, they came out with the press release. Hey, everybody, guess what? Effective March 28th, we're going to reinstate the 100% garnishment of benefits for those people that are overpaid. Bad deal. That was really, really bad, right? So anyway, fast forward quite a while. The end of March comes in, they reinstate the 100% garnishment. Really, really bad situation. And then in the middle of April, actually it was April 25th to be exact. So I guess it's not really the middle, it's kind of like late-ish April. There's a letter, a memo that circles around within Social Security staff that says, hey, everybody, psst, we're not going to announce this publicly, but just to let you know, we're not going to garnish 100% of benefits, but rather we're going to start garnishing 50% of benefits going forward rather than the 100%. This was a little leaked emergency memo within Social Security. I covered it extensively at the time when we got it, but it was some leaked information that came out of Social Security from staff. Okay, so anyway, the 100% got chopped down to 50% garnishment. And that's what it would be. Now, in that internal memo as well, that was circled around Social Security staff, they indicated that these garnishments would start taking place 90 days after the letters were dispensed to the individuals that have been overpaid by Social Security. Okay, now here's the thing. This is kind of the moving parts around this that makes it very, very confusing. Anybody that was notified prior to March 28th, so March 27th or before, is still locked in. Or I guess the other way I could say it is grandfathered in, locked in, whatever you want to say, at the 10% garnishment as what it was from last year, of March of last year, 2024, until March of this year, 2025. Those individuals were locked in at 10%, 10% garnishment. Not bad, right? I mean, way better than 50%. I'm gonna tell you that much, right? We all know that. So anyway, they're locked in at 10%. Anybody that was notified after that, March 28th or after, would then be locked in at 100% until April 25th, when the internal memo was circled around within Social Security, where they stated 50% garnishment after 90 days of basically no communication or any resolution to basically, have the appeal filed or whatever it happens to be, right? So like a waiver granted, things like this. Okay, well, guess what? That 90 days is coming up in like 2 weeks. Well, a little more than 2 weeks, like 2.5-ish weeks. So July 24th is the exact date, to be fair. Okay, so July 24th is the exact date in which that 90-day time frame from April 25th until July 24th, that's the 90 days. So going forward from that date, it's going to be a rolling time frame. July 24th and beyond will be the 90 days that it starts, and then every day after that, anybody who was contacted essentially from April 25th, from those initial letters, from that initial memo of the 50% garnishment, anybody that was contacted about an overpayment will then be locked in at that 50%. So if they have not come together, as in if the beneficiary who has been overpaid has not reached out to Social Security, filed an appeal, been granted a waiver, whatever the situation is, if there's been no communication and no action taken to repay the money or come up with some type of payment plan or an appeal, something like that, starting July 24th, these individuals will now start to see their benefits garnished by 50%, because that'll be the 90 days, as in the 90 days has expired. Now it's time for them to start taking that 50% cut. Again, only, I really want to emphasize, only for those individuals that have been overpaid by Social Security, either on or after, or I should say basically not on or after, but rather notified, I should say, notified on or after April 25th of this year from Social Security. Do you see how this is so confusing? Yeah, no wonder why so many people are like, I have no idea what's going on anymore. Yeah, no wonder why. This is like one of the little aspects of Social Security that has been massively confusing in the last, call it 4 to 5 months. A lot of really weird things have happened. This is just one of them. There's been multiple others than this as well, but this is one of them. Okay, so it seems like they finally hammered this out and they finally came up with a solution. I shouldn't even say a solution, more like a resolution, which would be 50% garnishment for anybody that has not communicated with them and was indicated as in informed of an overpayment on or after April 25th, and they received that overpayment letter. Does all of that make sense? Right? Are you confused yet? Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Social Security will likely be reaching out to these individuals. There's a lot of them, by the way, that have been overpaid by Social Security and that fall into this category. Basically, hey, everybody, just get ready, just be prepared. On or after, X date, your benefits will likely be garnished. So again, I want to make it very clear. This is definitely not everybody. It's a small percentage of overall beneficiaries, but nonetheless, it is multiple millions of people, right? So quick side note, by the way, just want to throw this out there really fast. There was a report that was released, I think it was last summer sometime. I don't remember the exact date in which it was released, but there was a report last summer that was released. And it found between 2020, no. So let me say that again. 2015 and 2022, a 7-year period of time, $72 billion was sent out in the form of overpayments to Social Security beneficiaries. 7-year period of time, 2015 to 2022, $72 billion is how much they sent out in overpayments. Do you think they're going to let that slide? Not a chance. They want that money back, right? It is the fiduciary responsibility of Social Security to get that money back, or at least do whatever they can within essentially the powers of Social Security to reclaim that money if they overpay. That's kind of like, being a steward of the taxpayer dollar. That's their responsibility, and they're supposed to do that. It's nasty. It's nasty. I totally understand right there. Right? It's really, really bad. So anyway, in fact, quick side note, I just had a video out a few days ago. Which day was that? I honestly don't even know. It was a few days ago, 4, 5, 6 days ago, something like that. I had a video out where I was highlighting a woman who her husband passed, and all of a sudden she got a letter from Social Security that she owed something like, what was the number? It was some crazy number. It was like, what was the number? I think it was like $70,000 something. Some huge number that Social Security was basically saying, well, we overpaid your late husband, and now you owe it. And she's like, I did nothing wrong. I didn't know about this. I had no idea. But she's still on the hook for that. Bad. It's bad. It can be vicious, right? So, all right. Anyway, just want to point this out for you really quickly here so we can all be aware. So if you happen to be one of the people that receives one of these letters coming out from Social Security, or if you happen to be somebody that was overpaid by Social Security, certainly not everybody, but if you happen to be overpaid by Social Security and you were notified of that on or after April 25th of this year, just be prepared that if you have not come together with Social Security on a solution, that they will start garnishing benefits 90 days after you were notified, and that 90-day time frame on the earliest notifications and letters that were or did go out from April 25th is coming up here July 24th, if that makes sense. Okay, I know this is super confusing, but anyway, that's what this is. Okay, now again, I just want to reiterate this really super fast, which is this is certainly not everybody. Okay. Not everybody, but there's multiple millions of people out there that have been overpaid by Social Security, and this is just what this is. So if you happen to be somebody that it seems like, hey, I'm pretty sure my benefit got cut in half. Why? Why did this happen to me? What's going on here? This may be what it is. Now, I would also anticipate as well, since that 90-day time frame is coming up July 24th, I would guess that the majority of beneficiaries probably wouldn't see the impact probably until their August payment is when they're likely going to see this. Okay, for the most part, there certainly will be. In fact, What is the fourth Wednesday of July? It's let's see, let me figure this out. So the 2nd, the 9th, 16, 23rd. So 2nd, 9th, 16, 23rd, the 23rd. Yeah. So actually, technically, okay, I'm just kind of figuring this out right here. The 23rd, is that right? I think I'm right on that. The 23rd is probably the fourth Wednesday. 9, 16, 23. Yeah. Yeah. The fourth Wednesday should be the 23rd of this month. So that means that technically the 90 days would be coming in after the last payment goes out from Social Security. So technically, yeah, this probably wouldn't actually hit and actually impact benefit checks until August payments, as in August checks that are going out. Does that make sense? Okay, so, but yeah, just please be aware of this if you happen to see that. And again, I always like to say this as well. Best practices being, if you ever receive communication from Social Security, please open it and read it right away. There's a lot of times that the communication we get from Social Security is very time sensitive. Very time sensitive. Usually they give you like 30 or maybe 60 days if you're lucky to respond to some type of communication. It's funny because they take forever to get back to us. We could communicate with them and it takes them like 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, forever to get back to us. But when it's time for us to communicate with them, they're like, hey, we're going to give you 30 days. Really? Funny how that works, right? I'm pretty sure that's called a double standard, right? Anyway, yeah, I will certainly keep you posted on all this with everything going on. I know, super weird time, right? Anyway, again, if you have not called and got a free review of your Medicare plans, and again, if you're one of the 70 million people enrolled in Medicare, please do yourself a huge favor. Call right here. This team of trusted advisors, that phone number, just give them a call. Bring your list of questions on your Medicare. Anything it happens to be, they will help you out with that. You can ask them all the questions you want. Call them now. Establish that communication now, because I can tell you this much. Annual enrollment is opening up in, what is this, July? 3 months. In like a tad over 3 months, annual enrollment will be opening up. It's kind of a slower time of year right now for them. Okay. When annual enrollment opens up, they're going to be absolutely swamped. So if you call them, they'll actually have the time to sit there and talk with you and just, take the extra time you need to answer your questions. That's okay. I mean, obviously they'll have that time as well during annual enrollment, but right now, seriously, if you have not done so, call them, establish that communication, and just see what they have for you. And again, whether it's a supplement plan, Medigap plan, Part D plan, Medicare Advantage, or if you're turning 65 or retiring, seriously, call them. This by far, right here, this phone number is by far your best resource. Call them, and after you talk to them, ask them all the questions, see what they got for you, and then leave me a comment down below. Make sure to use the keyword chapter in your comment, and I'd love to give you a shout out, just like Brittany Sapp and Ray Rydell, as well as Amy Roberts and Jimmy Cowart and Betty Parker and Amy Roberts and some of the other names. Yeah, anyway, I highlighted a whole bunch of people, two people in the chat in the community post earlier today. All right, anyway, please have a nice afternoon. I hope this helps you. I have Corey here to help me with this right now, and I will catch you again later. Thanks for watching this. Really appreciate it. Enjoy. Please subscribe if you're new here.